Hello everyone and welcome back to that one playthrough of MMORPG Tycoon 2. I am Kyle once again. And we find ourselves where we left off last time after completing some of this air depot shenanigans in Zephyr. Now realistically, well not realistically, just, you know, just in reality, I did some more rock building. As you can see, I built a second phase of our rock wall type segment here, and then I actually added in our first little paths along here. So you can see this kind of follows some dunes and then goes right in between here, between this little canyon, and then up toward the second tower we had built, and then follows back along the back here of the first wall segment we built. Now, the reason I decided to do this is so that we could kind of get an idea of you know, where some paths might be, and this is kind of an example of what I meant last time by if we create enough obstacles, we make the entire region feel bigger than it actually is. You can see that these paths are actually really close in reality, but the players wouldn't see the other roads, so they're going to have to kind of walk all the way around. Now, there are a couple of issues I discovered during that segment of building. And one of those is I can't really put, where's the saying? Yeah, I can't really put fences in here. I realized I can't put fences in these rocks, not because of the rocks themselves, but because these are actively chasms. They're crevices where you can't build, like, can't build shops, can't build paths, can't build the modular buildings. You can't build walls inside of chasms either. It really sucks. So I'm still kind of formulating what I'm going to do to make sure players don't cross between the two. There is a chance that players won't actually, they won't actually be able to walk through the chasm. They might have to follow the road anyway. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to do some testing probably at some point here by placing a character down like over here and see if they follow the path back or if they just try to take the path of least resistance and walk straight through. But it figured this would also save some time all around in kind of putting a lot of this together so that it wouldn't just be like 6 episodes of me placing rocks in this region. So I might do a little bit of that later on. I kind of like how this chasm is kind of left open at the moment. We can kind of put maybe some monster fighting segments through here. I haven't decided yet. But before we get too far away in things today, there was an update, a small update, where Trevor decided to break my game. Thanks, Trevor. Thanks a lot. But you can see over here on the side it says all of my classes, monster class wolf, monster class crocodile, monster class skeleton. Yeah, they cannot fight. And I'm going to pause the game because that kind of means I think that not much is going to actively be going on, and the reason for that being is they added basic attacks to the game. Now I have no idea what this is, so I'm going to go ahead and just pretty much explore it directly with you guys. So I'll click on the wizard because it does say the player class wizard. Yeah, warning, no level 1 basic attacks. So we'll go into abilities, and I have no idea how do we... This is kind of going to break the wizard, I feel like. I wonder if I should move everything around like so. And then starting ability, wizard basic attack. Okay, so that's kind of the, it looks like the automated icon that it creates for it. And it actually just got rid of it down here in the corner too. So I'm guessing I just accidentally made the basic attack. I'm gonna label this as basic attack for now, because I'm not sure. Damage 4, what in the heck? I'm gonna make it 0.5. If I make it cost something, like, does that re-break it? Yeah, see, no basic attack. Okay, so you need to have something that has no cost to the user, it seems like. It can't use any of your resources. So mana or rage, maybe it can take health, I don't know, but no, I don't know why I would want to do that right now. Yeah, so it looks like everyone needs to have a basic attack. The thing that sucks about this, well, hold on here. Hold the phone. I could probably leave this as is, but then that just means I would have to change one of their basic abilities to have no mana. Okay, this I can do, because I don't want to have this. We'll just get rid of that. I'm going to go into Spark. This one's already low mana intentionally, so let's just make this the 0 mana one. We'll apply that, and let's see if... Actually, we'll just get rid of it. Let's see if that gets rid of the warning. It does. Awesome. And this still has a Siphon mana ability. Let's take the damage, I guess... If it's going to be no mana, I don't want it to do like hardly any damage. It just doesn't seem fair. So we'll allow it to be a siphon damage, or not damage, but siphon mana. That works for me. And then the wizard should be okay now. So we're just going to have to go through and make sure that all of the enemies, all the player classes have at least one ability that does not cost any resources. Otherwise the game says I'm a failure now. And I'm going to go ahead and let the game play out so we can collect some cash. And we'll just go ahead and click on these to figure out, take us right to these. So our wolf enemy will probably just change the vicious claws to not use rage. It should probably not be OP and have damage over time. We can make it deal damage. Let's apply that for now. I don't remember what this other one does. What does Tearing Maw do? Siphons health. Okay. When player classes are enemies that utilize rage, when they have an attack that does damage or they take damage, they're going to inevitably gain rage during that anyway. But I'm going to give this guy... Let's do just a flat generation of rage. And we'll make it just a little bit so he gets a little more out of that. And then we'll change this to 0.5 as well. So not only does it deal less damage because it's free and doesn't take rage, we'll give them rage. So it's I wouldn't say it's a buff. It's probably a pretty flat, even trade for that enemy. Crocodile. This is unfortunate, but we're going to have to make our bite free. So again, I'm going to go... I want this to be a tough enemy, so we'll say 1 damage on that. So again, kind of not really a flat trade. That might be a little bit of a buff because it doesn't take any rage now. Our skeleton requires more mana than is available. The heck? How does that work? It takes mana, and he's got 10 mana. Oh, now it fixed itself. It doesn't say it anymore. Okay then. All right, so Rattle is now just gonna, I guess, take no mana. I'm gonna nerf it slightly, so we'll say 0.7 on the damage. It's still gonna give that weaken for 3 seconds. Then we'll go to our bear, which we're gonna use the swipe attack. We'll make that the free one. And then we'll nerf this slightly as well, just to even it out. So everyone's basic attacks now are actually getting a slight nerf because of this change to the game. And then our spiders look like they're the last ones. So the piercing venom, we'll go ahead and make that no mana, I guess. Let's keep the damage over time duration, but we'll make this just a flat 2. And that should even that out. See if the warning goes away. It does. Awesome. And then I want to just check all my other ones just to be sure. So yeah, our fighters of Zephyr, they have no rage required on their attack. Paladins, I believe, same thing. They just have, yeah, they already have a basic strike attack. Because everything else is nerfed, I'm going to take this down to 0.5 on the Paladin, because they've already been historically pretty strong. And there are demands for nerfs, so we did just give them a little bit of a nerf that was necessary anyway. And then the Angari Ranger has demands for buffs, so let's see what this one is. So this is a damage and a slow. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that as is, not gonna touch them. See if everything else is nerfs kind of effectively give this an indirect buff. Alright, so everything should be good now and have a basic attack. The game should be able to go on as normal. Now, there's one more big thing I want to touch on before we dive too deep into today's episode, and that involves experience and level gaining. Special thanks to Snakes001 in the comments. You are the MVP for the day. He actually brought up a very interesting point about parties and how they affect leveling. So I wanted to touch on that real quick because I commented on it in reply to him or her. And I just wanted to let everyone know exactly what I had discovered, just to verify what they had said, and they were absolutely correct. So if we go into our overview and look at levels, right now we have 827 level 2 players. Now, I did a little experiment. I paused the game, say right like this, and what I did was I let it play out. I think it was about 6 hours of in-game time, just 6 hours, which really isn't that much. I put it on time on the fastest setting, so it would go quick. And over the course of those 6 in-game hours, what I discovered was there was about 120 players went from level 1 to level 2. Okay, so not terribly slow, not terribly fast, but a good amount of players leveled up. Now this was after I had done that little adjustment and put more experience in a lot of our quests in this area. The second part of my experiment, because that first portion was my control group, I disabled parties, and what I did was I reverted the save back to the same time spot and had the same exact 6 hours of in-game time play out. And what happened during that time was, instead of 120 players leveling up, there was 280, so more than double the amount of players reached the next level. And what I also noticed, because I was just kind of sitting here, I think right about this position, because I wanted a quest giver in front of me too, the number of people who turned in this quest tripled. And that's because when players were in parties, they were wandering around in groups like this, they were grinding and fighting monsters, but they weren't actively going to the quest givers and turning in stuff that, say, they had already completed. Now, there's a pro and con to this, obviously. It means that some of our monster zones might get a little tougher. Now, this is a level 2 zone. I think if players are adequately leveled, and they are level 2 to get into this zone, they shouldn't do that poorly. Now you can see like this wizard over here is having trouble because he's fighting about 4 skeletons at once. So we're going to make some adjustments to make sure that our leveling goes faster. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actively going to go into our features, and I'm going to disable the parties for a period of time. I might kind of turn this off and on, I think, as time goes by. Maybe I'll do one episode recording without parties, and then the next episode I'll do it with, just because I want to make sure that those players who are playing our game for the social components are actively getting the benefits they want, but I also want to make sure that players are leveling, because if they're not leveling, they're never going to advance to our other regions, and if they never advance to our other regions, why are we building them in the first place? So with parties disabled, the first thing I'm going to do actively is go into this skeleton zone, and I'm going to change it from crowded to normal for the time being. And what we'll also look at is the graphs here as far as number of player deaths and everything too. So we'll keep an eye on that stuff. I'm going to keep probably a lot of the other zones the same. These spider zones are not too dense to worry about. The other starting zone over here with the spiders in the kind of north side of Brightwood, I'm going to keep this normal just for the time being. Like you can see, this poor guy is getting ambushed by several spiders, which could be a problem. And our spider zone just actually disconnected from the server. What the heck is going on? Oh, reconnected. Okay, I might have to keep an eye on that too. That was unexpected. But our solution to this, if players are dying too much, it means that our spiders are too strong. So it just disconnected again. What's going on here? Why is my network having issues? Bandwidth from uplinks 6,000. Bandwidth usage 4,000. Why is this an issue? Why are we having trouble here? So what we're going to do is we're going to let this play out anyways here without parties, just to see what happens. I did also notice there was a significant increase in the number of logouts when I was running it without parties, so people might be getting frustrated that things are too hard. Again, you've got a player here who's getting ambushed by three enemies. Now if you attack somebody, yeah, like that guy's getting attacked. Okay, so the skeletons are actively attacking people when they're not ready. We're gonna go to light. We're gonna apply it to light. I'm okay if people have to wait a little bit for the enemies to respawn, but I definitely don't want to deal with instances where they're getting ambushed by too many, because I think it's okay if they fight maybe one or two. Ooh, this guy's taking on the big guy. I don't think I've ever seen anybody take on the big guy. Oh, he's dead. Okay, well, that guy might be tough to take on, considering he probably should be fought as a party. But again, we will let things play out so people can get experience. You can see, I think probably more people are turning in this quest over here. We'll let people go maybe for the entire episode. I think that's good. We'll do that. Again, special thanks Snake001 for pointing that out to me. And the other thing, before I forget, I should enable PvP duels, because we actually unlocked that, but I never actively selected that. I think somebody else brought that up in the comments too. So if you were wondering, yes, PvP duels are now officially enabled. So let's get back to work in Saphir here. And I kind of wanted to dwell a little bit more on this half of the region, where I'm thinking we're going to put our kind of secondary civilization, our town. This will probably be the central town. I consider this location over here to be kind of an entry port in a way. It is fairly dense when we look at it, and I'll probably add more when it comes to NPCs, because we might want to think about well, I don't know if we'll put trainers in this region or not, or we will in the region, but I don't know about this location. I might put the trainers over in the main town over here once people take the Zeppelin over, because what I've decided we're going to do is people are going to enter from that side, and the first kind of, not even quest line, they're just going to get directed to come over here and speak to some characters most likely. So they're going to get that kind of cool little tour flying over the rest of the region. And then when they get here, it's kind of when this region will actually get kickstarted. Now, I haven't put a ton of thought into how I want to lay out this town. I am, in terms of paying attention to our pathways here, I think I don't want to lay out the pathways first because I don't want to make it too much of a grid format. I want it to feel like it was done around the landscape. So I'm going to start off, I think, with putting in some more of these big rock. I want a couple of these fat boys, and we'll make them pretty big like we did for the air depot here, so that there's a few that are just kind of like big, giant, centralized pieces. And if I make this, really big, I'm wondering if I can make it the same height as, same height as this one over here on the right and this one over here on the left. I don't want it to get in the way of the Zeppelin there. So maybe height-wise, yeah, height-wise I'm okay with that. Because this curves, maybe I will make this actively kind of curve around this rock, because if it was designed to avoid that, that's why it kind of goes out that direction and around. Put it like that. That's pretty good. So we'll have a big one there. I don't want to do too many of these massive ones, but I think a couple of them are necessary. I'll place this one here for now, and I want to make sure if I'm over here in Brightwood. Actually, that's I kind of like how that's barely visible. It makes you think like, whoa, what's that over there? I do like that. So I won't go higher. Maybe I like how fat it is. We'll go lower. That way it's almost as if, change my view here. It's almost as if the mountains were high and sloped down to where these are, and that this mountain range kind of got decimated, not decimated, decimated is not the right word. Decimated, fun fact, anyone, in case you didn't know, if you might have been using the word incorrectly, decimated means to reduce by 10%. Just 10%. So when we use decimate in terms of saying something got completely and utterly wiped out, that is incorrect usage. So you learned something today, you're welcome. Anyways, we'll just place that there. Obviously, des as in deck, meaning 10. Anyways, enough of the English lesson for today. What a skinny one. Ooh, that's way too tall. This one's a lot taller and skinnier. I do like how the brown rock is below. Maybe I'll just bury this one like, yeah, we'll go like that. That's good, and that's a good spot for it, because, oh, I thought that was a path. That's not a path, that's just the edge of the snowy region. Anyways, carrying on, moving forward. Let's put one of these kind of buried. Yeah, let's, ooh. Is that too much? I think that's too much, no. I want some of the tiering underneath it. There we go. Yeah, that works. Now it'll kind of feel too like the Zeppelin itself is actively kind of having to weave through a canyon here. Do another tall skinny one there. This is the kind of oblong shaped one. I kind of want to have another knocked over segment of rock. Maybe I should use the fat one here. Yeah, we'll use that as a support. Let's go about maybe a little bigger. That's good. And let's rotate this slightly. How does that look down here? Not too bad. That's probably good. Don't overthink it. That's my philosophy with these. Don't overthink it. Now that is kind of, well, we'll just do an align to surface and put another one kind of there. Okay, now I think that's enough giant ones. I wanted a few giant ones. Actually, I kind of want another. Oh wait, I liked where that one was right there. Put that there. And that's kind of leaning on its own. I like how it's leaning a little bit. Now I want the town and the city to kind of be built around all these pylons. Let's take the fat one again. Let's go up to 2, and we'll kind of the same way I've built out the forests, where I do like big ones and then have smaller ones scattered around. We'll kind of do that same structure. So let's put one not perfectly in line with these, kind of like that. So that way our path will have to curve around some of these. I don't want this too close to the Zeppelin. there. I do want some of these close enough that we have to make some tight paths for things if we do make paths that go through here. Ooh, maybe I could put... I will kind of merge these a little bit. I do like them kind of touching. Now, granted, the sedimentary layers are not quite lined up, but I'm not gonna freak out about that. And let's shrink this. Put one kind of here, close to here. Actually, this brings up an interesting thought now. Hold the phone. How big is this one? Precise move, you are 2.3. Okay, keep it there. Grab the fat one. We're gonna bring it up to 2.3, so it looks identical. And I think that's the one I sunk a little bit, isn't it? No, it's about good. I want to line these up height-wise as much as possible. Let's merge that like so. I'm just gonna make I'm making like a short, really fat one. Just gonna kind of merge a few of these together. Maybe I'll add one more on the edge here without it necessarily merging all of these pieces. So we have room through here to make a path if we need to. There we go. Now let's go ahead and make a bunch of the smaller ones. I want this to feel densely packed for the most part. Now, is it weird if I stack these? A little bit. I'm not sure I like it. I also have to be careful in here because if I'm gonna have other airships coming through, I want to make sure I'm not disturbing too much, and they need to have ways to get through. Like, I'll have one that kind of goes this direction that's probably gonna obviously park somewhere over here so people can get into this region at some point, because I'm not sure pathing wise, like we'll be able to technically build a road here, but in order to cross this crevice we won't. So things to keep in mind. Let's make some smaller skinny ones. Put this in between, maybe sort of close to the Zeppelin. Let's put one right there too on the hill. Let's see, let's go the kind of oblong one, a little bigger. Tall skinny one, let's put some tall ones kind of on this end again. How does that look from here? Not really visible. Good. And I'll leave this kind of segment down here a little more open, a little less densely populated with these things. Add a few down in some of these regions over here. Let's make that bigger. Yeah, that's good right there. Now, granted, in a perfect world, if there was two different color sedimentary regions meeting like this, obviously there would be kind of the white yellowish sand over here, and this would be more like red sand, but I can't exactly make two different color sands. All right, and then we're gonna go through and I think make a bunch of really small ones because I want to kind of create a little bit of smaller things to interact with as the paths wind through this region. I like how these skinny ones, you can make them small, but they're still really tall. It's a very nice addition. And then to kind of finish up, let's go, because even some really tiny ones, like I can put like this one underneath the pathway for the Zeppelin, and it's not going to be an issue. Alright, I think that's pretty good for now. I like how dense it is. I want it to feel like it's like a rock forest almost. Now the really cool part is once I kind of finish out the town that's going to kind of live inside all these canyons, I'm going to add a lot of pine trees. Now before anyone freaks out about pine trees being in a deserty type region, I have a very specific anecdotal piece of nature that I'm kind of basing this off of. If anyone has ever, if you, well, one, if you live in the States, if you don't, maybe you could just look up some pictures if you don't. But in the state of Utah, there are a bunch of state parks that have really interesting kind of pylons, rocks that are somewhat similar to this, maybe not exactly the same. They probably look closer to these kinds of rocks, and they're known as hoodoos. Specifically, if you were to look up the region known as Bryce Canyon or even Zion National Park, you'll see a lot of cool rock features that have pine forests that are kind of literally filtered in through them together. So that's kind of what I'm basing this off of if you want to look up pictures of that kind of thing. All right, now I'm thinking I can kind of work with the pathways. Well, actually, maybe I should worry about buildings first. Let me check, is this the inn? Yeah, this is the inn. So the Arid Inn has room for, oh no, this is a tavern. Where's the inn? Is this the inn? This is the inn. The Arid Inn has room for 1,000 residents, which is, that's actually way more than I thought it was. I thought it was like 400. Did something change? I don't know, but 1,000 is good. That's a good number. Because these inns are 200. Okay, so apparently, as far as inns go, the small, oh, it's a small inn, that's why. And then a civilized inn, I don't think I have any large civilized inns. Those I think hold more, but I could be wrong. Anyways, Arid Tavern, or not Tavern, Arid Inn holds 1,000, so that's good, actually. I'm gonna have to be careful though, because if I build this in here anywhere, I'm gonna start deleting rocks. So we're gonna put this kind of out in the open to start with, and then we'll do the old simple move trick where then we can put it wherever we want. Now, I would like probably the inn to be a little bit more visible. I kind of thinking on the side of a hill, and that would be cool too, because then you like see the zeppelins going in and out. So maybe I put the inn kind of here on the hillside, position it at an angle. That shouldn't disrupt the ground too much. And then it's like, if you have a room at the inn, you can watch the zeppelins go in and out. That's pretty cool. All right, and then we'll need a tavern, obviously. So we'll put that close to our inn. Let's build it out of the way first. Let's do a couple of things. We'll build, I think, 2 Arid market stalls, and I'm going to burn through some cash a little bit here, but that's okay. We'll do the Arid potion shop, and I think what I'm going to do, now that I'm thinking about it, there's not really much need for the potion shop here, because I'm not going to send anybody from here into combat, and then realistically, just over the border here, there is a potion shop near the little estate of the Loudfeet. So I'm going to get rid of this because I feel like from a game design standpoint, it's a wasted asset. So we'll just have the one potion shop kind of over here. And then the other thing we're going to need is a blacksmith. So we'll put in the Arid blacksmith. I'm going to keep the Arid blacksmith in the other spot in the starting kind of point for this region. Shouldn't be an issue. And I'll probably put some more market stalls of different varieties in here as well. I'm thinking a civilized one, maybe an elegant one, and even a coastal one, just to be as if there's like little kind of traveling salespeople that are coming through, because this I want to be a pretty big mecca of travel. And I want to look at my Zeppelin kind of going through here. Yeah, that's a skilled pilot right there, navigating their way through all this. That's exactly what I wanted it to be, though. Like, imagine as a player coming in through here, like you'd fly in this direction for the first time. Oh, my game's auto-saving. There we go. You come in this direction, then it's just like, whoa, and there's going to be tons of buildings and stuff, and I'm going to utilize the same trick I've done where I'm going to put a lot of buildings in these rocks. So I want this to feel like you're moving through a rock version of a major city with like giant skyscrapers all around you. That is the goal. We'll see what we can make happen. All right, so let's grab our potion shop first, and I'm gonna kind of place this. This will kind of be the central hub piece, I think, to like the market. So let's place it kind of right. That way. Because in reality, people are, in theory, going to come from this region first. They're going to come in on the Zeppelin land, and then when you enter the city for the first time, it's actually going to be from this road. You're going to kind of come over here, and then you'll kind of be like, whoa, okay. I saw it from the Zeppelin, but now being in here, it's a whole different story. So I want the door facing that direction. Let's grab our blacksmith next. Kind of position this one centralized here. And then we'll kind of put the market, the central market, kind of intertwined in these smaller pylons. We'll grab our tavern. And the tavern should be sort of close to the inn, so maybe we kind of place it on the hillside here, and that should, oh geez, that kind of messes with our inn a little bit. If I put it there, I like the height, I don't like the position. This is gonna get a little funky when we have the hillsides here, but I want it to be smooth enough at points to where it's easy to make paths still. Maybe I'll put them next to each other. Let's see if I can get away with that. That's slightly elevated. And, oop, that's pretty close. I'm okay with that. So we'll just put them next to each other like so. And then we can kind of have a path that's going to go that direction. We'll kind of let this lead off here, here, here. Like so. Yeah. And that's kind of what I want the paths to feel like around here. Like they really wind and zigzag around all the pylons. Go ahead and move our first market stall, and this one should kind of be, well, not should, but we're gonna make it kind of centralized, maybe backed up to this pylon. We'll put the next one kind of different portion of it facing so it doesn't look identical. And let's put it, I want the buildings to kind of feel like they line up to some extent. Ooh, maybe if I go like that, and then if I build other ones, so let's build a civilized, a coastal, and an elegant. Actually, maybe I'll do the warlike. I like the roundness of it. I'm gonna get rid of the civilized. Let's use the warlike one because it's bigger to start with, and this one we can kind of place like right there. Yeah, that's good. I like how it's got weapons on it too. Yeah, that's cool. I know the themes are gonna kind of clash a little bit, but I want this to feel like, again, it's a bunch of different, you know, people, individuals that came to make this kind of bazaar, you know, bazaar in the context of a marketplace, a bazaar. That feels like lots of things are all kind of, you know, intertwined together here. And then we'll move the coastal one in. Oh, did I just, no, I didn't delete it, okay. Move the coastal one in, which I like because again, it looks like it was kind of set up temporarily. So I'm gonna actually back it up against this rock, like so. Now I realize that's 5 markets that all cost 1,000 a piece, but I care more about the image and the theme than I do about how much I'm paying for things. Now, let's go and take a look here. Money-wise, we're doing good. We have spent about, gone through about that 6-hour time frame I told you about we were going to use, or not use, but I used as that testing ground to see how players were leveling. So we had, what, 840 something level 2, and now we're at 1,000 level 2 players. So just so you can see, you know, that's growing pretty quickly now, and that's what the overall goal is. All right, so I'm going to go into a little bit more path placement. I'm going to do this kind of segmented. So I'm going to build out like small chunks of this, kind of like this, and then complete it. Now the reason I want to do that is because if I want to delete the roads at any point, I don't want to have big, long, giant segments I've built that it deletes too much. I'd rather just have short segments at a time. So we'll have this kind of go straight, but then kind of loop like it was designed to go around this building. And then for the time being, we'll have it go to there. And then from here, let's have it branch and go around these pylons to here. And then this road, we can get it, oh yeah, just barely get it through there, perfect. To, let's say here, and then I'm gonna try and go, yeah, I can go this way, which is good. And we'll have it go as close as I can to this building. And then I want a piece to go that way. And then we're gonna go, oh, come on, give me something to work with here. Actually, that works, that's fine. Okay, and then I'll probably have a segment go this way as well. So I'll leave that there to have something potentially go that direction. And then this, we're gonna have, yeah, I guess easiest thing to do would be connect there. All right, why does that road look different? Oh, there it goes. It just like wasn't, oh no, it's because I'm still in build mode, that's why. Okay, so now we've got kind of our bazaar function, got some roads that intertwine around some stuff, and then I'll probably have a road go from here that branches this direction to here. Let's see, now let's go this way around like that, and then I want it to fork here, and it's really just gonna go around those pylons. All right, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. Now the real fun stuff is gonna be throwing in all the modular buildings. And this is some stuff I've been kind of contemplating. So I can go with the arid buildings, like so. Or I can go with some of these kind of geary, like, I compare it to like gnome type architecture in WoW. These things could kind of really intertwine and look like they're constructed by a civilization who's really mechanically oriented. You know, somebody who makes the airships, but at the same time, it just doesn't fit the aesthetic, I feel like, all that much. So executive decision for the time being, we're not going to do those. I'm going to build a whole bunch of these. And you can tell I'm not kidding. All right, now they're not going to live there, and I'm not just going to leave them as such. I'm going to go precise move now, and we're going to get, well, to overuse my favorite phrase, we're going to get buck wild. I'm going to put one here to start with. What does that do to my road? Nothing bad. Good. I might put a couple in here, but for the time being, what does it look like on the interior? Okay, yeah, so the layers all have their own structure internally, which makes it tough. So if I go like that, I kind of like, yeah, I like the corner there. I would like, I think, that wall to continue there. And then I'm thinking the structure should be tall. Let's put that corner there. And then internally, well, let's see. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Not sure where that one goes to. Is this one visible? Yeah, sort of. So we'll keep that there. I do need that one, I think, to keep the roof intact. Maybe I should have one there so I can go on top like that. Ooh, and then like that. I like that. So I'm kind of going for, I'm not sure, like town hall maybe type structure here. Or like I liked how big I made this rock. This was gonna be like the central bank or something, would be cool too. I would like to utilize as much of this modular building as I can. So I'm gonna kind of build internally here, and hopefully this doesn't jack things up too much. It kind of does if I build too far to the side now that I see it. Yeah, so maybe to prevent it from getting too crazy here, we'll leave this as one central piece. Get rid of the piece back there and just leave that for now. I'm gonna try and get some, oops, windows on here. Kind of want the balcony here. There we go. That's a golden. Maybe a window up top here. There we go. Only took 8,000 tries. I like how this window's up here. I'm thinking one here too. Oh, perfect. First try. Excellent. And, ooh, in a perfect world, I would like the dome on top here. Give me a dome. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. Wait, can I get a dome on the corners here? Is that a thing? I don't know if it'll let me get a dome on the corners here. That would be pretty cool, but I'm not gonna get picky. I like how this looks right now for the time being. All right, let's grab another building. I'm gonna kind of position this one. Ooh, I can actually get away with a lot here. And that doesn't do too many bad things to the road. Get rid of that. That corner floats a little bit. It's gonna float regardless of whether or not there's something here, so maybe I just keep that. I like the little overhang there, that's cool. I'm gonna put a door on this. Ooh, there we go, the stairs help actually. And I like that as an entrance. Build up from there. I'm not in love with that. I need to kind of go inside and then build. Ooh, okay. Don't love the canopy there. Let's try to get rid of that. There's a window there. I don't like that. Canopy's back. Go away, canopy. Nobody wants you, canopy. Okay, that works. Ooh, if I go out, ooh, that's what I want right there. I want to go out and then see if I can get balcony just like that. And then let's see. Will you give me the dome top? Ooh, that's... I kind of like that just as is. I like that. I really like that. Nice. Okay. I'm going to leave that one. Let's grab another one, and we're going to put this one over way on this side. But I think what I want to do, I'm going to hide this one. Actually, let's do this. Let's make it visible for now, and I'll kind of use that to help me build it out first. Like so, and then bring it out onto this ledge. Let's get rid of that. Ooh. Kind of like how it's got its own ledge performing there. That changes the rock entirely. It's the thing I gotta be careful of. These pylons are gonna get adjusted slightly. And another balcony. Oh, that was it, dang it. Gotta pay attention. There we go. Okay, so a balcony with window on each side. I like that, that's okay. And then internally here, let's see. Go up on top and up again to the side. Actually, I could go out. I don't like the single pylon there. Can you give me the one in the corner? Doesn't want to give me one in the corner. I like how this has corner pylons. This one does not, though. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that there's a square here. Really hard to see what's going on in here. Go another balcony, and then we'll try and get window. Perfect. Okay, now we got like a built-in apartment complex. Maybe, ooh, how much more can I add onto here? Because maybe I go building too big. Okay, so that's the end of it. That's fine. I'm gonna need a square or two, so let's go like that. And I want it to feel like this is the entrance, but then there's like multiple places internally here that build out from the stone. Let's add back in a square. Building too big. I just deleted some. How can it be too big? I beg to differ. Right, we're gonna have to get lucky here on... Oh, double balcony. We got lucky on the first try. All right then. I'm a professional, as you can certainly tell. Okay, so that's a good segment there. This whole big structure's coming together nicely. So think of it as like entrance to like apartment type complex with a bunch of living arrangements inside. This will be kind of like some kind of centralized government building in this corner. I do want to add another one in the center of that, and I'm going to kind of have to play around with the best way to place to locate this without it interfering with other stuff. So let's do this. Just want it to be a single square. Actually, let's do this. It'll make it easier to identify, because this is what I want to do with it anyways. Make sure it is taller than this entire thing. There we go. And oops, shoot, did I just grab a, dang it. Cancel. Just, you live there. Okay, thanks. Moved the wrong thing. Okay, now if I go too far to this corner, it gets red. So we want this, ideally I want this like right in the middle. Hopefully that doesn't jack up too many things. Now I'm gonna be limited, I think, on what I could do to this. And, I won't be able to necessarily build too, like, yeah, too big, because as you can see, it's got issues. So, I can go up, though. It is allowing me to go up one more there. Let's get rid of that. Maybe if I go like that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need to place some below it. Ooh, this is gonna be tough when they get this tall. Yeah, so we'll create a platform there. Why can't I delete you? Oh, you're the center pylon, I think. That's probably why. No, you're the center pylon. We're gonna try and just get lucky with something funky on the top here. I was kind of hoping we would get like the canopy covers on top here. That one segment earlier kept giving me canopies when I didn't want them, and then when you want canopies, you can't get canopies. It's very upsetting. All right, that's got a decent amount of windows. I think I'd like one more. That works. Yeah, that's okay. And the balcony sort of works as like a step down for people to go out onto the surface here. So I'm gonna go with that for the time being. I'm not in love with it, but that's kind of something I had planned. The other question now is, how tall can I make these things? Building is too big. Okay, so we can make them approximately that big. We'll have to see how many places this realistically fits into that I can shove it inside of a pylon. So like obviously those are fine. Will it fit in these skinny ones? And if so, could I make like a single tower with windows and stuff out the side? I kind of could. It's an option. That one's fine, that one's fine. This one is also fine. Because what I kind of wanted to do, and I don't think... Oh, it's like almost tall enough to go out the top of that. Oh, that shrinks the whole rock. I don't think that breaks too much around this, but it also like decreased in size. Why did it decrease in size? Yeah, we don't want to do that. I think it's returned to normal. I think it's okay. Oh, I like how that pylon is showing there now. I might have just made this better. Huh, go figure. Okay, I do like how it situates at the top of this one, because I wanted there to be like a control tower, you know, like this is air traffic control right here. Probably should have left it as it was. It had balconies on it and everything. I wish there was more balconies. Ooh, that's got balconies and windows. I wish it had the little circle topper, but I'm not going to be picky at this point, because now it's got windows facing every direction. It's got balconies on two sides, primarily where the airships are landing and where they're coming from. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is air traffic control. Hold on, how the heck do you spell Zeppelin? Air depot, vehicle depot? That's not what I want. How do I... What? I want to make sure I don't screw up on YouTube. People will make fun of me. Zeppelin. Got it. There's not enough room to put Zeppelin traffic control. Trevor, why do you do this to me? Alright, it's just Zeppelin TC. That stands for Zeppelin traffic control, okay? Oh, wait, hold on, I got an upgrade. Wasn't paying attention. Should probably do this real quick. Let's go Gibbs. We should do some more combat. Do that thing. Because we added PvP, so people should really be happy about the combats now. Alright, grab the next building here. Let's actually... I'm going to modulize this one to start with, because I'm going to make it tall as well. And this one is going to go... Oh, game is saving. I wanted to kind of put it here. This rock is not quite big enough. Maybe if I center this... What does that do to the road? Nothing bad, that's good. Let's put its kind of doorway down here. Can I put one on each side? Would that work? Does that jack up the road? Not really. Okay then. That's acceptable. Now I don't need it to be so tall. Put one up there because I think I'm going to increase the size of this rock. A little precise move and then we'll go up. Ooh, in order to get it to cover the center portion, we'll go a little bit more that way. Okay, place. Now let's go back modular. If I place a door over here, What do you mean not ground level? That's definitely ground level. Still visible red stone. Same goes for there. Try and rotate to find a spot that's maybe not as... not in love with that. Oh, definitely not in love with that. That almost works. What does it look like over here? Not great. If I go like that, can I shrink it? It's just showing a corner there. Cover that. Then as far as these other things sticking out, that shouldn't be a problem. Because just like when we modulize to try and add windows, we're going to basically try and subtract everything. Yeah, there we go. Good, so you got 2 doorways going into this pylon. We shrink it down height-wise, and then this top layer's exposed better. So if I go like that, that should give the illusion that they just used this structure as support. Now I'm gonna go and kind of finagle our way into some windows and balconies. Yep. Doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical on each side. As far as what we get, I do want a balcony on each portion that sticks out. In the corners, if I can get like some windows or even just something too far. Something interesting. I don't want balconies in the corners here. Yeah, that's fine. That one's okay, that one's okay, that one's okay. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, there we go. So now as the Zeppelin goes by, you've got like starting to get a little bit of that city skyscraper look to it. Sort of. Coming along. And then down on the ground floor, there's still lots of buildings. You kind of look up and feel like, you know, we're adding things in. We could probably do the same sort of thing here in this pylon as well. We're gonna have to deal with this market stall probably. Oh, I take that back. I already put, that's where air traffic control is. Well, crap. Was that as tall as that building could get? I think it was. I don't think we were allowed to add anything to it. Could be problematic. Okay, well, that's where that is for the time being. Let's utilize this rock, and we'll try and get several maybe pieces on here inside this rock if we can. So I'll put first one there, and we don't need it to be this tall, that's for dang sure. In fact, I don't even know if I want this one all the way out the top. Okay, I got an idea on this one. Let's go back behind here. 1 square, then up. I kind of like the way that's sticking out and has to like re-support itself, but I feel like it's a little too tall. If I delete those only seem to have 1 pylon connecting them. There we go. Okay, don't want the balcony there. Oh, and I like how I got the dome there. That's good. Now, the one issue with this rock is actually I kind of took up the center of it in order to do this. The question then becomes, can I expand on this like so? Kind of go like that. That way there's something else on it. I like how this one's kind of plugged right up to the top of that actually. Yeah, okay, so that one's good there. It's coming together, it's coming together. Kind of thinking now that I've done a little bit inside the town here, I should do some kind of entry building. Not building, but like fortressy type thing. Question is, do I want to use this, or I wasn't too fond of a lot of the walls because this stone just doesn't match. I could do this wooden wall just because I did say I will put in some pine trees, so it does thematically make sense. The other question is, does this make sense though? Because it doesn't feel like these people would build much out of wood like this. A fence, maybe. Stone wall, most definitely, but needs to be the right color. Oh, these are the things that keep me up at night. Okay, so we know that the entry point is here via Zeppelin. Should probably take this and then kind of position it over here somehow. Okay, we'll put it here for now. Yeah, do something like this. Again, making it feel like it's kind of sort of carved out of the rock, and then as you come on the Zeppelin into this area, there's a city, but there's already like some kind of fortressy type element to it. And I like the kind of ribbons and banners up top. That kind of, I don't know, feels like it fits for some reason. And then what we'll probably do is we can go put one here. Messing up my rocks some more. There. Then we'll throw a door on the back end of there. Ooh, yeah, maybe we should also put in some windows and stuff over here. Nice. Okay, so we got somewhat of an entry point, like a wall. It feels like it's supported. I like the structure and shape of this. Yeah. Approved. Probably should have some kind of building here, which is part of the reason why the road splits. So let's try to corner this. Actually, kind of like this a lot already. I'm gonna add another door, as if this is like, you know, an information center. Not an information center, but like a, I don't know. Do cities in ancient times have welcome centers? Is that a thing? There we go. I like that. Put a little dome on top of it. And then, ooh, I want to go one more. I want a balcony on this end. There we go. I want to get rid of this balcony. Works. Let's get some windows if we can. Ooh, I like that. I like the balconies down here so people can get onto the rooftop if they want. Can we get like a banner or a covering here? Well, that's upsetting. I don't want a door there. No door, please. No door. Thank you. Windows okay there. Get a window here. Flap window is okay. And I don't want the balcony there. Ooh, that works. Window with a little covering. Yeah, that's good. I'm okay with the balcony back here too. We'll leave that as is. All right, we'll do one little quick check again, actually, to see where we are on our levels of players. So, yeah, 1,290 level 2 players now. Hopefully soon we can get the first level 3 player, maybe. Game, be nice to me. But yeah, I think for now this is probably a good place to go ahead and end it. I know I got a lot more buildings over here to deal with, but we made some really good progress in here, and I think we got the grounds laid for what should turn into a pretty cool city. Obviously it's empty right now with nobody walking around, don't even have NPCs yet, but starting to get the feel for what this will be like. I want it to be crowded, I want it to feel congested. I don't know how well in the future it will play out with the density of players necessarily, because this is going to be like a level 4 region. I don't know how high we'll take it, but hopefully enough people stay here and stick around. There's enough reason for them to. Maybe we can have other quests in the future that kind of tie back into this region and bring people back. That would be pretty useful for kind of keeping the density up. But yeah, I want this to feel like a pretty major-ish city. But yeah, for the time being, I'm Kyle. This has been that one playthrough of MMORPG Tycoon 2, and I hope you're enjoying the future of Zephyr, as it's looking like it's going to be a lot more fun to keep building this out. Have a wonderful day, everybody.